Hi, students. Welcome to the second module of this session. So, in this video model, we are going to discuss the importance of morale and then productivity and affecting factors, and what is the an outcome of morale and then the productivity for the organization. So, before that, I think let me just recollect the last video model. So in the last video model, we understood the concept of morale and then productivity. Especially the productivity is nothing but a kind of ratio between input and output. So that meant how much we are giving output out of the input that we have consumed. So the ratio between these two is nothing but productivity. So that output is no, the ratio is nothing but productivity. So it is a high level or lower level. So that depends on the morale. So if the employees are morale, they work for the organization, they work better, and then a result will be more, and then their output will be more with less time, and then with less wastage, with less resources sometimes at the organizational context. So with all this, you can see that how an employee is working for the organizations. So in this context, you can see in this model the morale and then productivity and its importance and affecting the factors and then its the result. So in that context, if you see, the learning objective of this model, you'll see that the morale and productivity, its importance and affecting factors and its result at workplace. So how it is actually resulting at the workplace, that is the learning and take home from this video model. And importance of morale is it plays a vital role in the organizational success. Right. So high morale keeps the employees loyal to the job and proficient in the organizations. So when you see that keeping employees morale at high, that means there is a kind of no, the success in the organizations, and at the same time you can see that employees are so loyal and then committed for their professions, and then they develop a lot of attachment with the company. So these days, if you look at some of the service sector organizations like IT companies, where you will not find this the morale, because at any time they quit, at any time they change the job. So in that context, the low morale, so again the results the low actually productivity and low output. Right. So morale the results in high level commitment and sincerity, employees loyalty, and reduction in the absenteeism and labor turnover and grievances. So you'll find the less grievances. There will not be any issues because they're all understood, and then they just go with the and hand in hand with the management, and they like and they love the company. And at the same time, the labor turnover, in the sense that the labor will not quit the job, and they want to just continue. Then no, they want to work with the company without leaving. Right, and of course, so you'll not find any kind of no absenteeism, because the workplace is like a play for them, and then they enjoy at workplace. Then increase in discipline. So you'll not find any kind of misconducts or any kind of disputes and grievances, and all are well mannered. And then you'll find professional attire and satire, and then conversation, communication, helping each other. All the things are happening because of a decorum and discipline that is maintained at workplace. And at the same time, you can see that the reduction in the industrial the conflict. So you'll not find any kind of disputes, the conflicts. So those things will be less, because they adjust, they understand with the organization, and they adjust if at all any issues, and then they cooperate with the company because they are morale, and then they just understood the ground level reality of the organization. If there are any issues or differences between the employees and employers, and the sound superior and then the subordinate relations are there. So you can see that there is a strong rapport and relations, and then understanding between the superior and subordinate. So then that is very strong, and that automatically gives the good result. So it increases in the employees the pride also. They feel pride, they feel so great. They're proud of the organization, so being an employee, and that feeling comes when there is a morale. And if morale is not there, they criticize them, they blame the company, and then they dislike the organizations. All such things happen when the morale is low. So the team building that happens because they all work together, and there is a self generated the feeling that we're all one, and then they all work together without any kind of deviations and differences in the organizational context. So employees empowerment that happens in the organizations because of the morale. and easy, the implementation of the enterprise resource planning, because once we have all these in place, it is very easy for us to use the resources, plan the resources for the organizational context. So when you look at the individual and then group morale, individual level, it is a single person's attitude towards the life, and it is related to the knowing one's own expectations and then living up to them. If one is clear of his own needs and then know how to satisfy that need, then his morale is high. So at the same time, the group morale, it is reflects that the general aspirated crops, that a state of well-being, and then emotional, the force, emotional stable and emotional feeling and concern towards others, empathic orientation. All these things happens at the group level. So because we have that fellow feeling, and then we want others also, we help, and then whenever there is a need, and then we just support others to overcome any kind of difficulties, because that is the group morale. And we won't feel that helping others, and we won't look at ourselves out of the boundaries, because we feel we're all one. It must be a practice continuously in the organizations for its high productivity and then success of the company. And it can't be used ultimately to achieve, because it is constantly the changing, because the morale is again it's not static, and the changes according to the situations, and time to time the manager is supposed to look at the morale, the condition, and then retain and then sustain and continue in the workplace environment. So the factors that are affecting the morale is uh, determinants of the 12 factors affecting the morale, like a general worker's attitude towards the company, general worker's attitude towards the supervisor, the level of satisfaction with the job standards, and then job the conditions, right, and the level of the consideration to the supervisor shows to his subordinates, the workload, and then other pursue the levels, and the treatment of individuals by the management. So these are the certain factors affecting the morale. And then the level of the workers, the pride in the companies and its activities, and how they just express their pride, and then level of the worker satisfaction with the salaries, and workers reaction to the formal communication network in the organization. And there is the influence of intrinsic the job satisfaction level of the workers, and then worker satisfaction with the progress and the opportunities for further progress, and then workers attitude towards the fellow workers. So this is the another important factor which influence the employees the morale, right? So with this, no, let me just look at no, as a whole the importance, and then no, the factors which are affecting, and then ultimate result is we can see that more output and more productivity, commitment, loyalty, dedication, and then attachment, sense of belongingness, oneness. All these are the very positive things. Then there is a morale among the employees that will give ultimately a good result for the company. Right? With that, let me stop here. Thank you, and let us meet in the video 134.